In Germany, when you leave a job, you are entitled by law to a written reference, not a phone call, a document. And the courts have decided it has to be two things at the same time. It has to be truthful, and it has to be benevolent, written so that it does not needlessly damage the person's career. Nobody can do both, so employers write in code. He was always eager to perform his duties means he could not. He was known for his sociable nature means he drank. In 2020, a hospital in Cologne wrote a benevolent reference for a nurse whose supervising doctor had already put a suspicion in writing that the man might be accelerating the deaths of palliative patients with morphine. He took that reference to a clinic in Würselen, 40 miles away, and they hired him. German reporting calls him Ulrich S., and I'm going to do the same, because German law does not let the press use his full name, and inventing one would be worse. He was in his mid-40s. Colleagues who later testified described him as professionally competent and almost entirely without empathy for patients. At the clinic in Würselen, he worked the palliative ward. He worked nights. He worked them alone. And according to the court, that was a preference, not a rota. This is the part that has to be explained properly, because without it, the rest of the story looks impossible. A palliative ward is where people are sent when treatment has stopped and comfort is all that is left. Everybody there is expected to die. That is not a failure of the ward. That is the ward. And the medication that makes dying bearable, morphine, sedatives, can shorten the life it is easing. German law accepts that. A doctor who gives an adequate dose for pain, knowing it may cost hours or days, has not committed a crime. So a ward full of expected deaths, treated with drugs that are permitted to hasten them, is the one place in a hospital where a man can kill people for a year and produce no anomaly at all. Between December 2023 and May 2024, on those night shifts, he gave critically ill patients sedatives they had not been prescribed, sometimes combined with painkillers, sometimes repeated dose after dose. The court asked the obvious question, why, and got an answer that is worse than a motive. He wanted quiet. The judgment describes a strong need to be undisturbed and to keep effort low. Patients who called out, who needed turning, who needed anything, were made to stop needing it. The psychiatric finding was a combined personality disorder with dissocial, emotionally unstable, obsessive and narcissistic traits. Not an illness that removes responsibility, a description of a man. He was not caught because someone died. On that ward, that is the thing that was always going to happen anyway. He was caught by the cupboard. Controlled drugs in a German hospital are counted. Every ampoule has to be signed out against a patient, and the ledger has to agree with the shelf, and somebody has to check that it does. In 2024, an internal control found irregularities in the documentation of controlled medication on his ward. Not a body, discrepancy on paper. The clinic suspended him, banned him from the building, and went to the police. He was arrested in July and has been in custody since. The case that reached court kept growing. The early indictment covered 5 completed and 25 attempted killings. By the closing arguments, the prosecution was talking about 13 deaths. In November 2025, the regional court in Aachen convicted him of 10 murders and 27 attempted murders. It imposed a life sentence with a finding of particular gravity of guilt, which in Germany is the thing that closes the door on release after 15 years. His defense had asked for acquittal. One of his lawyers put their position like this, that he personally did not see that his behavior led to them dying faster or earlier. And then the case did not end because the prosecutors went backwards. Aachen is now examining more than 120 further suspected deaths reaching back to September 2022. Cologne is examining the years before that, from the job he left with a good reference. 46 bodies have been exhumed, 39 by Aachen, 7 by Cologne. The prosecutors say the next indictment will probably not be ready before 2027. These are suspicions, not findings, and I want to be precise about that. Over 100 families have been told their relative's death is being looked at again, and most of them will never get an answer that a court would accept. Go back to 2020 for a second. A doctor in Cologne had already noticed. It was written down. Conspicuous. even aggressive behavior, and a suspicion that he was accelerating palliative processes with morphine. Nothing in that sentence was a secret. It was in his file. And when he left, the hospital wrote him a reference that did not say it, because a reference is supposed to be benevolent, because saying it out loud invites a lawsuit, and because the man was leaving anyway, and the problem was leaving with him. 10 people in Würselen died after that document was signed. The system that was supposed to catch him did work, eventually. It counted the ampoules and it noticed. Bureaucracy did what bureaucracy is for. It just did it 4 years after a doctor had already said the sentence out loud in a building where nobody had died yet. One question before you go, and I do read the answers. That reference letter is written in every country under a different name. The neutral confirmation of employment, the polite phone call, the manager who says he wasn't a fit for us. It exists because accusing someone in writing without proof can end your career instead of theirs. So, what would you have written in that reference in 2020, knowing only a suspicion and knowing you could be sued for it? Not what should have happened, what you would have written.